Hey there, guys. It's Mia here. I am so excited. I am so excited about this live today. I'm going to do a live, and then I'll also incorporate a live Q&A. I haven't done one in maybe like 2 months. I'm so excited to do this. Tonight, I'm going to be teaching on how to begin the process of packaging your knowledge. And this is going to be for you if you've ever asked that question, how can I take what I'm doing professionally and how can I go to market with it? And maybe you know that there's something you can do, but you're not really sure how to get started. This live is absolutely going to be for you. It's going to be an eye opener for you. And I'm so excited to do it because when I think about getting started over 20 years ago, that was the very question that I had. How can I take what I was doing as a corporate trainer and my systems in motherhood and combine those things to start my very own coaching practice. So today I'm going to break down step by step. I've got 5 simple steps, and then I'm going to open the floor and answer your questions that you're asking directly around how do I get started? What do I do to be able to take what I'm doing and bring that idea, that concept to market to sell high ticket consulting, coaching, training, course creating, or maybe you are an author or a speaker and you're trying to figure out how to leverage that in a completely different way. Maybe you're looking to take your business and figure out already, maybe you're working with people and you're trading time for dollars and you're looking for a more leverageable model. Well, this live is absolutely going to be for you. Be a good friend and share with any of your friends that you know will benefit. And if you're watching the replay, the same is true for you. I'm Mia Redrick, a business and life consultant. I got started in my company 20 years ago. And I simply made a decision because nothing happens unless we make a decision. I wanted to go to work as myself, and I wanted to figure out how to take my knowledge and how to package it. And the questions that I'll cover today are very much the questions that I had when I got started in the business. When I got started, I wanted to figure out a couple things. One, I wanted to understand how to build a business that would create time freedom because I knew what it was like to do work that I loved. I loved what I did professionally as a corporate trainer, but I didn't own my time. And so I wanted to build a business that had a time variable in it, that had what I call a time-rich model. And I've done exactly that. And I also wanted to build a business where there was not a cap on my income or salary for that matter, or where I was selling time, right? Trading time for dollars. I wanted a different model that was based on leverage. And I'm going to cover that today. I've built a business that's done that. It's the only thing that I teach my clients. And I believe the reason that many of them do exceptionally well quickly is because they've learned for the very first time how to take all of their experience, their background, and their gifts, and how to put it in a structure that is highly monetizable. So if you've ever asked yourself that question, you're in the right place for this live. As a direct result of building this business, what happened for me and my family that changed everything was literally that as a result of me building this business, I created that time freedom and I could be there for my kids. So I built my business to get myself free. And when I got myself free, it allowed me to be available to my kids the way that I wanted to be as a mom. So I want you to think about, like, if you build your business the right way, you'll be available to your family in the ways that you desire. You'll be available to do the things that you've always wanted to do. So that's really, really important. Equally, when I built my business, I had no idea that my husband would develop kidney disease. And that was about 12 years ago. And he went on dialysis. And what that required of me was to show up for my family and stand in the gap. And you need time to do that. You need time and you need money to do that. And I was so grateful we were able to hire for him a private physician so he could get amazing care. And throughout his kidney transplant process, he did amazingly well because he didn't have to rush off to work. So one of the things that I teach my clients is how to build their businesses properly, that when you get yourself free, that you're able to stay free, because that's really important. And I don't teach any flash cash strategies. Everything that I share with them is what I've done personally in my own business, and I can back it up. They're examples of the pitches that I've done or whatever it is over the years. And that I'm able to transfer to them step by step. And I think that's really important when you're working with a mentor. You know, if I create the results, great. But the reality is, do I have the ability to transfer what I've done to my clients. I do. Many of my clients are coaches, consultants, trainers, online. A lot of them are online educators. They have courses. Some of them do licensing deals. Many of them are professionals who were just trying to figure out a different model of how to take what they knew how to do and put in a structure. Now, today, I'm so excited you guys are here. I'm going to talk about how to package your knowledge, right? If you've not thought about how to get started, and maybe right now you spent the whole day, you're a physician, you're in the office, and you're like, man, I would like to take what I know how to do and do this differently, but you're not really sure how to break out of that conventional model of how you earn. I show women how to renegotiate that. And then I'm going to run through these topics. And when I'm done, then I'm going to open the floor equally for your questions. So I'll open the floor in a little bit and I'll answer the questions. And I'm excited to be able to answer that. Before I get started, I'd love to know, where are you from? And tell me, where are you from? I'm excited to be able to support you 100%, because that's always exciting. I'm in Maryland and on the East Coast. It's warming up today, so super excited about that. And I'm super excited about this live. So as always, if you watch my lives, you know the drill. If you're ready, you've got to say you're ready, because you need to be ready to receive a powerful message. And this is a powerful message. It's going to teach you how to package your knowledge. If you are trying to figure out from the very beginning how to get started packaging your knowledge step by step, this is going to give you some ideas of what to think about as you step into it. Tanya DC is here. You're ready. Anita is here from Fayetteville, North Carolina. Who else is here? We've got East Coast people here tonight, right? Philadelphia, Yvonne is here. You're originally from Britain. I'm so glad you're here, and welcome. Who else is here? Who else is here? Tell me where you're from. I love to know where you're from, because we attract people from everywhere. Michigan's in the house. I'm so excited. I can't see your name, Michigan, by the way. Okay, so if you post any comments, I'm not going to see your name unless you put your name there. But I'm so excited to be here and to be able to share with you today. Hey, Evelyn, I'm so excited. Where are you from, Evelyn? We've got New Jersey here. Charlotte's here. I'm so excited. Okay, awesome. Charlotte, Wendy, you're from Charlotte, right? So, or is it Charlotte Wendy is your name? Okay, I'm not really sure. That's so funny. But in any event, I'm so excited to be here with you today. And I know that as a result of what I'm going to share, it's going to change you. And that's my only goal, is to move you forward. Florida is in the house. I'm so excited to be here. All right, if you guys are ready, I'm ready. I'm going to get started. How to package your knowledge from the very beginning as a high ticket coach, consultant, trainer, online educator, speaker, author. And the reason I wanted to do this live is because I know this will make all the difference for you. When I got started in my business from the very beginning, I never sold low ticket products. So I've always built my business selling high ticket products as my primary product. And it's the only thing that I teach my clients how to do. And what I've discovered, having coached thousands of clients over the years, is that most people are taught to kind of work your way up, build your way up, build your credibility. Have you guys heard that before? Cass, you're from New York. Okay, welcome. Atlanta's in the house. You've heard that before, right? Like, start with a small amount, and then when you get people who buy that product, then you kind of move your way on. But I actually never built my products that way. And I'm going to tell you why. And that's going to inform this live 100% today. Because what I realized is that I came from a Fortune 100 background as a corporate trainer, and I had the ability to create amazing results in courses already. It was what my training is and was, okay? It was my expertise. And just because I started a business, a new business, did not mean that all of my education, my experience, and my background did not count. All right. So for those of you who have soft skills, life skills, for me, I had these great systems in motherhood that I monetized as well as a mom coach. I realized that what I knew that could change lives was very valuable if I packaged it properly. So I never was one of those people that undersold what I did. Okay. So that's really important. The first thing is #never undersell what you're doing. Okay. We're talking today about when you're getting started with packaging your knowledge, your experience, your background, your gifts, and your talents. There are a couple things you've got to be thinking about, and you got to think differently about this. All right. And I'm going to share with you, pull back the layers of what I did over the years. And my only goal is to support you in wanting to go deeper. And obviously, me helping you in the Giant Experience Master Training with building out what that product is. But I think sometimes we don't even know how to think about getting started with packaging our knowledge. We think, okay, what I do professionally, I've been doing for 20 years. If I start this business, I'm new, I should have introductory prices. And I never started my business that way. I always sold high ticket things from the very beginning. I always did high ticket consulting and coaching from the very beginning. And it's what I teach my clients how to do from the very beginning. And I never teach them ever to start with selling something low ticket in order for them to get started. Now, once you're in business for a long time, that makes perfect sense. But when you're first getting started, you want to work with people who want a result in transformation. So that leads me to number one. The first thing I want you to think about is, what is it that you know differently? Okay. Like, think about, what is it that you know different than everyone else? Okay. So a lot of times when we're thinking about starting a business, coaching, consulting, training, licensing, all those things, we start thinking about what everybody else is doing. But what I want you to understand, and this is what I did exactly, I started thinking about, like, what is it that I know how to do that's different? And what I knew how to do that was different was, I had this background for curriculum building. That was a training that I had, obviously, because that's what I did professionally. I also had these really great systems in motherhood, and I knew that I had an ability to find time for myself deeply in a way that most women didn't know how to do it, right? So I had these systems for myself, and I stopped looking at what I knew. I stopped thinking about my competencies as just something I was just doing. And I really started to see them with the value, with my full eyes, the value that they really could create in my life and in my world. And if you ever want to change your world with what you know, you have to be able to see the value of what it is that you're doing from the highest and tallest place. Is this making sense, or is this making sense? If this is making sense, I want you to write got it. Okay. If this is making sense, I want you to write got it. Okay. Because this is probably the first line of thinking that you have to change when you make that decision that you want to step into your knowledge, your gifts, and your talents and package them. You can't look at what you know as something ordinary. And the other thing is, you're not looking to copy what other people are doing. You're looking to be different. So it's the thing that's your differential. It's the way you do what you do is the thing that's going to allow you to lean into the success that you create. All right. And that's one of the foundations by which I coach my clients, is being original, not a duplicator or a creative duplicator. The reality is, there's something that you know how to do, your sweet spot, your knowledge based on your years of experience, your talents, and your gifts, that when you show up with that, your ideal clients will love it. Okay. And they will seek you out for that. All right. I love it. So Wendy's got it. Anita's got it. Yvonne's got it. Cass's got it. I'm so excited. Just to name a few. I'm so excited. Right. And if you're watching a replay, I want you also to write, I got it. Right. Because this is super important. The second thing you need to ask yourself is, based on what I know how to do, what is the impact that I know how to create? So I want you to think about that thing that you know how to do, and then think about the kind of impact that's at your fingertips, right? So a lot of times we have like this gift in our hands, but we never think about the big impact that we can make based on using those gifts. Let me explain. I'll go deeper. So when I started as a mom coach and the mom strategist specifically. And I knew that I had these great mom systems. They were my systems that a lot of women would just ask me about just regularly, just at play groups and things like that. And I could have very easily been like, oh, it's nothing. Oh, everybody does this. But I really listened to what people were saying to me. And I decided to write a couple of books. And I decided to start a movement to support women around the world with practicing me time, using my system. So you can take your gift and use it in a small way, or you can amplify the gift and use it in a huge way. And if you're interested in amplifying your gifts, this is for you. Okay. Now, if you're interested in keeping the gift tiny, it's not for you. But I can tell you that I took something motherhood. You couldn't find something more simple, but it was my differential. It was the way I show up with my systems, my methods that were my own, that I had the ability to teach other women how they could change their life, they could change their marriage, they could change their approach as a mom by employing my step-by-step processes. So I want you to think about, what is it that you know how to do that creates impact? And you know it creates impact because likely it's created impact for you. Okay, it's created impact for you first. Does that make sense? Right. So that's really important for you to understand that typically, if there are no clients, there's no, evidence of you selling whatever it is, you created likely that result for yourself, and that counts. And I know that's how I got started. I created a result for myself, and women would see me doing the things that I was doing, and they would ask me over and over and over again, how are you doing that? Really important. Okay. Number 3. Okay. All right. Then I had to ask myself, what form can I use this gift? Okay. What's the form that this gift could be used? Like, I mean, I've got this gift of motherhood, of self-care systems. How can I give this gift to others? And that's when you start thinking about things like, is this coaching? Is this consulting? Is this training? Is this course creation? Is this speaking? Is this a method that it's in my book? So I started thinking about, what are the tools? What are the platforms? What's the best way for me to leverage this gift and get this gift out in the world? What is the best form for me to utilize this gift? And I realized for me that media became a really great and important tool for me. And I started pitching, to television shows. I thought corporate opportunities were really important for me. So I started pitching to Fortune 100 and 500 companies. I started thinking about the individuals that needed my help. So I built out a coaching practice so that I could support other women with the implementation of what I knew how to do to create results for them. I started thinking about even corporations that had a need for my knowledge, what I knew how to do and how I could help the women in their workplace. And so I started looking at different ways to be able to make what I was doing available to them. So I want you to really think about this. What forms can you use your gifts? And I really just played with all of them. And I realized that even as I started to dance with the different platforms, that there were some winners that came forward. I ended up getting signed multiple times to Emmy nominated, nationally syndicated television shows. I ended up getting signed for multiple corporate deals with Fortune 100 and 500 brands. I ended up writing for a lot of really incredible publications that really wanted my voice and my thought leadership and my systems for their audience. And I was the girl that had just gotten started, just like what we're talking about. I had none of those things. I didn't have, this list. I didn't have products that I even really realized that I was the product. But I want you to know that you are the product. And if you follow through with what I'm saying to you right now, it'll really help you kind of put together for yourself what might be missing. Is what I do inside of my Giant Experience Master Training is I help my clients to go deeper with understanding how to put these pieces together so that they can monetize what they're doing quickly. Most people don't know what the product is. They don't know how to package it. They have no idea how to price it. And so let me continue, okay? So I started thinking about things like, what should I charge, right? Because this is one of the things that really gets in the way when you're getting started. And although what you're doing professionally right now, you are likely making, 6 figures or more, but you're like, I don't know what I should be charging if I'm a consultant or a coach. I'm not really sure how to set this business up, right? Like maybe you've thought about that. Like maybe you think it's coaching, maybe it's consulting, and you're not really sure of where to go, who to turn to, or figure out, what structure would be best for you. So important, right? So what to charge is so important because ultimately you're changing someone's life. And I always say, like, if you're changing, if you're changing someone's life, then your life should change as a result of it. Don't you agree? Okay, it's so important. It's the reason why, so many of my clients, I've had the opportunity to really support them in changing their lives. Maybe they were selling something for a low ticket, before they met me, and I get them to up level what they're doing and stand in their value. And because of it, is the reason why we have so much proof. A lot of my clients have created amazing results quickly. And though I can't guarantee that those will be your results, but we have a lot of it. And it's because I teach them exactly what I do. And I believe that when you're working with a coach or a mentor, one of the things that you have to always look for is a history of proof. But you also want to make sure that there's diversity of that proof. You want to make sure that there is old proof and new proof. I'm going to break it down for you. Old proof, okay, it means that coach has had sustainable history of creating results. And new proof, because if you create results for people, you create results in an ongoing way. Wouldn't you say that's true? And I think that diversity of proof means that I never have to lean on one testimonial in order for me to demonstrate the value that I create. We've got hundreds of women that have created amazing results, and we have the ability to share that because it's true. And I think that's really important when you're choosing your mentors and your coaches and your trainers. But you want to think about for yourself, what do you want to charge? And that charge, what you're going to charge is going to be based on the value and the transformation that you bring to your audience. People will pay you if you solve the problems that they have. People will pay you if you resolve the pain that exists in their world prior to them meeting you. And I see this all the time. And money is not an issue when you're solving problems. People will pay you, and you can charge high ticket for that. And most of my clients, before they've met me, they don't recognize truly the problems that they know how to solve. Are we clear? Okay. Are we clear? Is this making sense? You guys getting value? All right. If you're watching the replay, yes, I'm talking to you also. And obviously, for those of you who are live, my goal today is to teach you how to package what you know, right? And from the very beginning, and the way that you need to think about getting started packaging. And then when you're ready to take that next step, and with the step-by-step of what do I put in my course, Mia? How do I build this? Is it coaching or consulting or training or online education? Then sign up for the Giant Experience Master Training. I'll post the link here. It is our signature training. My clients have literally made millions of dollars, okay, as a result of them implementing and doing the work. And we can prove it over and over again because they constantly flood us with their results, right? And their testimonials, their proof, because it's real. Okay. What number am I on? Number 4? I think number 4. Okay. We're just talking about what to charge. Number 4 is how to position yourself. And that is, if you're looking to get started packaging your knowledge, one of the biggest mistakes that people make is that they don't know how to position themselves in their business. So you get started in a new business, and we have this mindset that I'm new, right? Although you're leveraging all of your experience, your gifts, and your talents. And your clients ultimately are working with you because of all the experience that you bring. But sometimes we market ourselves like we're brand new, like we just got started, like we have no experience, and we don't know how to market what we're doing so that the client knows that you truly are the person that can create results for them. And I find that that's a process of learning how to position yourself as the obvious choice. And when you do, competition becomes irrelevant. It just flat does, because your clients want to work with you because you're you. Okay. My clients work with me because I'm me. Okay. And I'm a woman. I love God. I have a great family. I love my husband because I built this business. I have evidence of what that looks like. The reason that they choose to work with me is because it's real, because I keep things 100% for them. Some of my clients work with me also because they are excited to see a woman who has the flexibility and the freedom that I have, the way I've built the business. A lot of people work with me because they like what my kids do or how my kids have shown up as a result of me building this business and being available to them. Your ideal clients are going to want to work with you because you, because you are positioned solidly to be yourself. And that's super important to understand. This is why I always tell you in your marketing to make sure that you show up like as yourself, right? You don't have to be a smaller version of anyone else, right? Like you don't, because all of your power lies in you being authentic and yourself. Okay. Number 5. Okay. And you also need to know when you're first getting started packaging your knowledge, and always how to find buyers. Okay. You can have the most amazing product ever. And I know many of you already do. And you could be priced right. And you might even be positioned like credibility wise so that people should want to buy from you. But the cash register may not ring. Like people might not be buying from you. And the question is why? Because you also need to know easy and simple ways to attract your ideal audience. And it's something that I teach my clients how to do week after week on our group coaching calls. They chime in and they share how they're closing deals. And the funny thing is that a lot of times people think in order for you to close or hit 6 figures or more in your business over and over again, that you got to have this huge list, right? Or that you've got to spend tons on Facebook. And I am a Facebook marketer, but you don't. I have a lot of clients that don't use Facebook ads. I have a lot of clients who have no list at all. They use the methods that I teach them of how to get in front of people who want what they have by being themselves. I show them how to position themselves in the marketplace as the obvious choice so that their ideal clients like, that's exactly who I've been looking for. Okay. So it's super important for those of you who've ever said the market is saturated, or for those of you who believe that there's so much competition in the marketplace. The reality is no one is competing with you to be you. You are you. You're your number one you. Okay. So don't focus on that. There are tons of people out there you can work with. Now, for the purposes of math, I'd love for you to share with me what's your annual revenue goal. So you guys write down for me 1 year from now, what is it that you would like to earn in your business? So I'm going to wait for you. Are you going to say $100,000 or $200,000 or $300,000 or whatever, or more, right? Like, what is it that you want to earn in your business? I want you to write it below. And then I'm going to choose someone and I'm going to demonstrate for you very simply how what I'm saying to you absolutely can work in terms of being able to hit that goal. Okay, so I'm going to take the first person that says 300K. Well, you got to tell me your name because I don't see your name because I don't have your name. Okay. So Facebook user that said 300K. All right. So you need to tell me your name and then I'll take you. Okay. So let's say the person that's 300K there. Okay. Just give me your first name. I'm waiting. Okay. Anita. Okay. So, okay, Anita. So your goal is to hit 300K. Now, are you currently selling a product? And if so, what are you selling your product for? Okay. What are you currently selling your product for? If you're currently selling one, and otherwise, then I'll just create something really basic. And then Anita, I also want to know, are you a coach? Are you a consultant? Are you a trainer? Are you a course creator? What is it that you want to do as it relates to being a coach, consultant, trainer, online educator, author, speaker, so that I can support you with that. Okay. So come on, Anita, I need you to write quickly, right? So we can step into, hey, Anita, come on. Okay. So Anita, your product is $2,500. Okay. I know what you do. Okay. So Anita is a parent coach. I love it. Okay. I need you to write quickly though, Anita. Okay. So Anita is a parent coach, $2,500. Okay. She's a client of mine. Perfect example. And so let's say Anita your product is $2,500 if I recall. And so I'm going to pull up my calculator. And Nita has a goal to hit $300,000. And she is selling something currently for $2,500. Okay. So I'm going to divide 300,000 by 2,500. Okay. So for Anita to hit her goal based on what she's charging currently this year, then one of the things that we would focus on for her is how many clients does she really need to work with in order for her to hit that goal? Totally obtainable, okay, as a high ticket coach and consultant. And really you price low, but that's okay. All right. So she would need 120 clients. Okay. So Anita, our focus would be, and it is, right, is for us not to focus on thousands of clients, or for her to hit that goal, or for Anita to sell something for $100, right, per person, or $200. But instead we would sell something high ticket, because in selling something high ticket, Anita in 1 year only needs to sell what she has to 120 individuals. And if Anita builds out a product which she has that delivers amazing value to her audience, then, and it solves a problem for them that is, or a pain for them, then they would be more willing to pay her $2,500 or more because of the problem she solves. So imagine that Anita only needs to have 10 clients a month. We broke it down a month, or if we divided it by quarter, 30 clients a quarter. So all of our work would be around thinking about what could we do for Anita to support her in being able to attract 120 people in 1 calendar year, right? And setting for process. Let's say Anita decided that she wanted to increase her prices, which she's worth it, for $5,000. She only needs 60 customers in a year. So to hit her goal of $300,000. Are you guys following me? Okay. So Anita said, I just did a proposal for $5,800, right? How cool is that? Like, I'm so happy for you. Like, I'm so excited because y'all make me excited. I get on the calls with everybody every Tuesday, and people are just closing left and right, and y'all are stepping into it and owning your bigness and being original and being highly actionable and facing your fears. And it's exciting to work with giants. Okay. It is people who proactively do the work, who invest in themselves without hesitation. I just love it. Okay. So I didn't know it was 5,000, above 5,000, right? So now you just so close your first $5,800 proposal. All right. So let's look at it this way, Anita. So let's say you 300,000, and let's divide it by 5,800, since you just did that, right? So then we're looking at Anita only needs 51 clients in a calendar year. You guys see how this is getting easier? If we said 51 clients and we divide that by 12, that's 4 clients a month. Is that easy? That's easier. Not 500 clients a month, or, having to go live every day, right? Having to, blog all the time, like all of these things. But instead, easy and simple ways to attract your ideal clients, being authentically yourself, solving the problems that are the tallest for your audience, that they're willing to invest in because it changes their lives. And that is really how you package your knowledge for high ticket, and you build a business around the life that you decide, because it is really about understanding exactly what we just talked about. I want to open the floor and take your questions. Now, if you're going to ask me a question, one of the things really important is understand that what I do is help people package your knowledge into high ticket products on and offline. Okay. So the question needs to be succinct, and it needs to be clear. Okay. And if it is, then I'll answer it. All right. And if it isn't, then I can't answer it because I don't understand it. All right. And know that there is a slight delay. I love doing these live Q&As because they always add value. If you got value from being here today, I would love to hear that. Did you get value being here today? And post it right here. Equally, if I can support you in any way in the implementation of building out your package, quicker, faster, sooner, check out the Giant Experience Master Training. We're almost sold out for the class for this week. I'm so excited about that. And, if you want to grab one of those seats, you need to grab it because we're almost sold out. So super excited about that. So, but the link is here for you to check out the Giant Experience Master Training if you haven't heard about it. I don't know how, if you come to my page, you haven't heard about it, but it is my signature training. And it is where I show you step-by-step how to take your knowledge, package it, price it, position yourself, and how to find buyers. You get 45-day access to my proprietary training. And then in addition to that, you also get my live coaching and consulting over the course of 2 days, which I can tell you is unmatched. Okay, got to pull back the layers. People leave clear. It's a pretty powerful training. And I've had clients that have come to the Giant Experience Master Training during the training have closed right then. I've had many clients within just a few weeks who have closed 6 figures and beyond just from the master training. Again, clients have closed millions of dollars that have collectively that have attended the Giant Experience Master Training. Okay, so if there are questions for me, you need to post them here, and I will answer them. And if there are not any questions, then I'll sign off, right? So if there are questions for me, post them here. I'll take a look. And then if there are not any questions, then I'm going to sign off. I have to tell you that it was amazing being here today. And I know that you got tremendous value being here as well. And sometimes it's just that differential of what it is that you don't know that gets in the way of you stepping into that next level for yourself. And I hope that as a result of you being here today, that, you realize that, like, you realize, like, man, like, I get this, right? I understand this is easier than I thought. Let me just recap quickly. Last call for questions. And that is, I talked about how to package your knowledge from the beginning, like if you're just getting started with it. And you have to think about what you know differently. And what is it that you do that creates tremendous impact? All right, that's super important. And then what form can you use this gift, right? Like, what's the best form to use the gift once you identify what the gift is? Then you need to be thinking about what to charge, how to position yourself, and what is your process that you're going to use to attract your ideal buyers. Okay, so super important, very important to think about. And those are all the things that I've done over the years as I've built my business, and I've taught my clients on how to do this step by step to do exactly the same. Okay, I want to thank you for being here today. I appreciate you as always. And I'm going to sign out. I don't see any questions. Okay, maybe you guys okay. Okay. Evelyn says, what if you can coach, mentor, and consult? Should you focus only on one or do what's needed given your situation? Okay. Well, a mentor is a coach, right? And consulting, depending on, I do both in my practice as a coach. I coach and I consult and I mentor, right? So it just depends on sometimes the client, the situation, what's being asked of me, that determines what role I take. But I am a coach, a mentor, and a consultant to my clients, and it's just based on what is the need at the moment that the client has. And I hope that has answered your question, Evelyn. It's a great question, by the way. Great question, by the way. Super important, right? And I think it's a question that a lot of people have about, like, should I be in this box or in that box? And I felt for myself that I could actually do a lot of things, right? And I've never really put a cap on myself or what is it that I could do. I just decided that I'm just going to meet the needs of my ideal clients, and I'm going to give them everything I have based on what I know how to do. Okay. Are there any other questions before I sign off? That was a great question. I appreciate it. I wanted to open the floor to take a couple questions for the live Q&A. My only goal, as always, is to move you forward so that you can just understand that, like, you can renegotiate the way that you earn. You literally can, and the way that you live, right? Like, in the time you're spending working. There are other models that can work really well for you. And if you haven't stepped into that, now's a great time to step into that. I love you. Have a great and amazing day. I'll talk to you soon.